Welcome everybody to Panfish Nation. Along with Mark, I'm Lyle, and Mark is grooming up.
I gotta look pretty. Gotta look pretty for Creole down there. How do I look, Jeremy?
I think I'm past that.
I disagree, buddy. I
Man,
highly disagree.
35 degrees still. It was another 40-degree day in the middle of January or the 1st of January. I'm happy.
We were in the 30s all day today. We got a little snow this morning, and then it warmed up in the afternoon and got my backyard muddy again. And I spent half the day wiping dog paws.
Yeah,
You know, when you got two puppies, that's 8 paws,
it is.
and
Where
wrangling
one
them
goes,
is
the
not
other goes.
what.
Where one goes, the other goes.
Pretty much. They follow each other. They never split up. So I'm busy all day. I took them out to visit my dad, try to do some training in the car, get them all done. I saw that my rivers opened up, so it's got me thinking. We'll see what happens.
I hope that your dad is doing well tonight.
He's home, Lyle. So everybody who gave or said prayers for him and stuff, I appreciate it. Really do. He's at home. He's making a recovery slowly, but he is recovering. So I appreciate everybody. What did James say here? You want to read that?
This is no fun. I asked to be on the show tonight, and Lyle and Mark told me no.
There was 2 votes to none, wasn't it, Lyle?
I think it was tonight. Wayne, thank you so much. Where we go? There we go.
There he is.
Appreciate it very much. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you for the super chat, Wayne. We appreciate it, my friend.
Would you
keep the lights on?
Would you like to go through the people that are in chat tonight?
I would love to. That's part of the reason I do this is just for this reason, Lyle.
I know that's not too.
Keith, Northwest Missouri, Pennsylvania, Northwest Pennsylvania fishing. What's going on, Keith? How you doing, bud? There's Sister Betty Cross. What's up, Betty? How you doing, love? Adventures with Robin C. She's a channel member. Thank you, Robin, for your support. There's Avid Fisherman. There's Big Wrench Catfishing in the house. There's Crappie Dave Fish on. What's going on, buddy? There's Creole Catfishing. What's up, Jeremy? Dale Hayslip in the house. David Smith in the house. There's my buddy Dead Sea Pirate Fishing. How you doing? Don R is a channel member too. Thank you for your support, Don. Appreciate it. There's Double Hook Angling. What's going on, Dave? He's a channel member too. Thank you so much. Fin Seeker TV in the house. What's up, Jeremy? How you doing, bud? We got Fish in the Mid-South. How you doing? Freddie's Outdoor Adventures. What's up, Freddie? There's Michelle from It's All Mine. How you doing? James Dockery Fishing in the house. Channel member Joe Buck 66. What's up, Joe? How you doing? Missy Kennedy. You're her favorite personality. I know it, Lyle. We're going to get Missy on the show here, whether it's for jig tying or to have her up here. There's QC Brian in the house.
I have to say, Mark, she sent me pictures of some of the jig she ties. They're very nice.
She's going to give you a run for your money in no time. Then what are you going to
do? Just keep doing it.
There you go. Troy over at Real and Virtual Outdoors. Hello again, Troy. There's Sandy over at Silver Fox Fishing. Mod Extraordinaire, Super Dave 336. Kenneth Powell over at Takedown Catfishing. There's Dustin from Team Snag and Whiskers. How you doing, Dustin? The great Tim Molina. What's up, Tim? How you doing? Uptown Chrissy Brown reminded us that Mendoza's coming up. Wayne Hoska. Wayne, how you doing, bud? Thank you for the super chat again. There's our buddy Rob over at 61 South Outdoors. How you doing, Rob? Big Wrench Catfishing. I think I got him. I know I missed Chucky. What's up, Chucky? Dale Hayslip, just in case I missed him. David Smith in the house. I did see Melissa in here. There she is. I did see Melissa in here a little while ago. Let's see if Parker Pursuits in the house. What's up, Jerry? People are piling in.
Yes, sir, they are.
I think I got everybody. If I missed anybody, just speak up and say, Mark, you big dum-dum, you forgot me. Except for Chad.
This is the time of year that we see lots of people in chat. And some of the reason for that is so many people can't get out and go this time of year.
Like me?
Melissa I made a post today about the jigs that she won on Panfish Nation, and we wanted to thank her for that. That was awesome. Thank you so much for making that, and I hope you enjoy them. The picture, they look better in the picture than they do in real life.
And she looked very excited to get them too. That's what makes us happy when you guys get them
That's a
packages.
lot.
It
That's
is when you guys get them packages in the mail from little old us. We
Yep,
always appreciate
absolutely.
seeing that stuff online.
The only thing that's better than that is if she catches a big old fish and puts a picture of that with it. Then we're going down there.
The abuse I get, Lyle.
Oh man,
I'm hurt inside deeply.
deeply.
Deeply. Buckeye catfishing in the house. What's going on, Buckeye? How you doing? There's Don, our channel member. Just scrolling through the chat. You get a lot of people that come into our shows every week. Oh, is that yours? Well, I'll let you know if it doesn't. No news is good news, bud. I did hear a little static.
He said there was having a little problem with my microphone. So sometimes this cord gives me trouble. Maybe that'll fix it.
Yeah, afraid cable will do that once in a while.
The whole thing's not that old, but
well, you just moved everything around, so you might have pinched it or something.
Yeah, that's very true. So we'll hopefully that'll take care of it. Let me know if it don't. We'll work on some more.
Will do. No news is good news, boss.
That's right. It's kind of like brain surgery. I could have been a brain surgeon. Probably should have been one.
Pays better.
I bet it does.
At least after you pay off $1 million in student debt, but we're not going to get into that right now.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow.
I bet it better off if I was a welder, I think.
Instant money. You only got to go to school for like 6 months or a year or something like that.
Yep.
Not very long. Not very long. So this year, we're the first part of the year. First off, this is our 100th Thursday night show. 100. Crappie Dave Fish on, new member. Thank you, sir. 100 is a milestone.
Oh, there's the noise again.
And I haven't done anything.
Please hold, folks.
How about that?
No, we totally lost you. Now you sound like you're talking into a mason jar again.
Damn it.
Anyways, folks, where I think Lyle was going with this is our 100th episode. We're happy to have shared 100 episodes with you guys. Time flies when you're having fun, 100%. Now we got a little echo going.
That do it?
Nope, you're still talking out of your webcam, I think.
What just what?
Melissa says, "Go dogs." Let's see what V3 Customs for Van has to say. You need to be able to see above the table. The patient is. You need to be able to see on top of the table the patient is on to be a brain surgeon, Lyle.
How would he know? Am I getting?
No, we're still getting the echo. I think you switched it over off the
How
mic.
about now?
That's better.
All right, let's try that for a minute.
All right, we'll see what happens. David Smith says, "Let Dockery up. He can't help figure out the problem." Someone might get timed out.
Oh man, is this still working?
Yes, it is working good.
Okay. But the settings on my StreamYard there's like 4 or 5 different microphones on there, and I haven't been able to figure out how to get rid of some of them. Regardless, it keeps switching from one to another, and then I forget which one it was on, so I have to go through the whole friggin' list to get it straightened out. But at this particular time, we're going to go with what we got. And 100 episodes of Panfish Nation is, to me, a big deal.
It's quite the milestone, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And some people may say, well, that's not that much. Well, it kind of is. because we didn't know if it would work out. I first started talking about doing Panfish Nation with Dockery, and he said, "Go ahead and do it." And you and I jumped in here, and we took off. We didn't know if it was going to work or not, but it seemed to me like people kind of like what we do, so that's fun.
When I heard you were going to be on here with me, I knew it was going to work.
Yeah, it is. It's
No
very
doubt.
fun, and I enjoy catching panfish, whether it be for bait or to eat or just to catch and release. I like catching them on a fly rod. Like catching them on ultralights and light action stuff. So um, I like catching crappie, but my favorite, of course, is bluegill. So that's what I work on. Uh, as far as jigs and stuff, mostly is stuff for bluegill. I have stuff for crappie. I've got a lot of plastics that I need to be tested out. I did there for a while, but right now it's just cold. I don't have to get out there and that, and I'm not going to. But
You got me tying jigs, Lyle, and
really?
my wife wanted me to thank you for that.
I bet she did.
She used words other than that.
I'm quite sure of that.
And as of lately, I've been tying some smaller stuff on just for bluegills.
Yeah.
I love using those Berkeley 1-inch minnows. I'm sure if you guys watch, and I'm sure most of you do, Justin Johnson, he loves those Berkeley 1-inch minnows just like I do. I use the heck out of them. I got a live stream where I did a little creek fishing for bait, and I slammed them. I had like a ton of views with only like a 30-minute live, and that's exactly what I was using there. So my next goal is to tie some hand ties to match those Berkeley Gulp minnows. And you know what? Here's a secret, Lyle. I've been saving those jars with the juice in them.
Oh, yeah?
So I'm going to drop them jigs in there before I use them.
Sounds good. Dave said I still having problems with the audio. Is that any
got
better?
A little bit of echo coming now.
Now I do?
Yep.
All right. Let me go back up here and change that setting. Okay, how about now?
We'll have to give it a few seconds, but there's no echo.
That should take care of it. And he was saying there would sound like I was in a drum or something.
No, there's a little bit of like electronic static that's coming in every now and then.
That's not going to work right there. I don't think.
Now you're talking in the Mason jargon.
What about right there?
Oh, same thing.
Same thing. Well, then that is the only other one I got. Right there is that should be the microphone I'm using.
That is definitely the microphone. I can tell from here, but I'm thinking you have a bad cable, my friend.
Well, I have some more, but they're not accessible right now, so
that's
we'll have to deal with it tonight.
We will make do. Double hook angling. Dave says Gregory loves the Berkeley 1-inch Gulp minnows. He uses about 20 to 25 jars a year. How does he? Man, look, it's not cheap. I use literally, Lyle, I use them almost exclusively for bait fishing, and I go through a lot of bait in the summer, and I'll go through 2 jars a year at the most.
I haven't been to Bass Pro in a while because, well, let's face it, Christmas was here, and they get to push the shoving in there, and I don't go well with that. I just don't do well with it at all. So don't go there in Christmas time. But that must be where I have to go because I've been to every fishing store, Walmart around my area, and I can't find any. Just the dough bait is the only gulp stuff I can find. I don't find the stuff like everybody else uses for whatever reason, and it is high. It would definitely have to catch fish for me to use a bunch of it.
Yeah, I think you'll be happy once you try it. Dan Thompson in the house, what's going on? I saw somebody mention Kim Burnett's name. What's going on, Kim? If you're in here, how you doing? Catfish Hammer looks like he came in here. How you doing, bud?
Oh, welcome. Wow. Parker says the bigger gulp minnow is $25 a jar.
The bigger ones, like the 3 and 4-inch ones, I think. I didn't realize they're $25 a jar.
Yeah, I won't be getting none of them.
None. They catch fish, though.
I don't care. So's my jigs, and I don't have to put nothing on that.
Yeah, this is true. Big Slim in the house. What's going on, Big Slim? How you doing?
$25 a jar. Wow.
How much would you pay for something that worked? There's a question for you.
Well, back in the day when we was traveling all over the place fishing the catfish tournaments, um, it was we was at Memphis one year and skipjack was hard to come by, and they was selling them in the pyramid down there, and they was selling them for $14 a skipjack. Period.
For
No matter
one?
what for one, no matter what size it was, because they had them and nobody else did. So yeah, Mr. Duggar, how you doing, buddy?
What's up,
Yeah,
Doug?
I was shocked. We had enough to fish with because I brought frozen from home, and to be quite honest, they weren't as good as the fresh stuff that we bought. But it was a tight supply down there that one year. All the guys that caught them and brought them to sell, they was having real trouble getting them, and it was just tough. But I used to catch a lot of tournament fish on frozen skipjack, a lot of them.
I used skipjack once. I brought some leftovers out here. They didn't work for me out here. But if
You'll
I ever
have
go
them in your
somewhere,
water; they're not that good.
they what? Yeah,
If
if
you
they
have
don't
them in
have
your
them, I
water,
guess.
they're not that good.
I've tried trout heads. They haven't worked either. Stuff like that. Match the hatch means more than you think. Every now and then you'll get a fish or you'll trip on a fish,
Yeah,
somewhat using some lucky bait, and it just
I
happens.
you know this, but I'm going to say it anyhow. People forget about one of the most utilized. This is for catfish. One of the most utilized bait fish that there is a bluegill. And that's one of the big deal why a lot of people panfish is to use them for bait. But a lot of people don't realize that is a great bait to catch catfish with. Whether you're catching channel cat or blue cat or flatheads, they all eat them. They
And,
eat
and
them
they're
year round. So
and they're relatively easy to catch. This time of year, not so much unless you get out over some ice because they're out in the basin. So catching them in a pond off the bank is kind of hard here. That being said, another reason why I like using bluegills, I saw that.
Rob, you're too kind, man. Oh man, but that is funny. Yeah,
Like the
I couldn't believe
chunk,
it.
chunked up bluegill works great because of the tough skin of anything, and there's definitely scent to them. There's a lot of blood in their spine. They work well. Are they
Yeah,
my favorite catfish bait? Cut? No. Are they do they make the most sense sometime? Absolutely. If I'm dragging baits, I'm not putting shad on there if it isn't fresh. Actually, I'd rather put bluegill on a dragon rig than shad. And
yeah,
shad and bluegill that are dead baits out here is pretty much all I use
yep,
exclusively. Live baits, I'll use anything I can keep swimming.
yep. I agree. I agree. What kind of goals you got for this year coming up, Mark?
We're gonna work. What? I need to beat my PB channel cat this May. And you know where that's going to happen.
Yeah, I do.
Only thing I might not have let on to you guys that I may be making multiple trips up there this May. I know you guys don't believe me, which is why I always throw the word May in there. So if I go up there before we head up there and I happen to get that, I may be doing some multi-species fishing while you guys are all chasing me. I may do that. We'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
I can relate. I'd sure like to hit a 30 this year. I was so close, and I just haven't made it over it yet. But I know there's one up there, and he's got Lyle Stokes right down the side of him,
Uh,
and
I,
I need it. I need
I
it.
want I want a 30, just like everybody else does, or bigger. Obviously, I'll settle for 25 pound plus, 26 pounder around there. That
That's not that hard to do as a rule.
I think up there it's definitely doable. 30 is like a once in a lifetime fish. Even up there, everybody I know seems to get close.
Yeah, it's
The
like
ones up
a 100-pound blue.
Yep. Everybody's getting in that 27 plus pound range, but they're just always shy of that 30. And it seems like as the years go on, that 30's harder and harder to get to.
Yeah, and I think somebody's taking some out up there to eat or something because it doesn't seem like we caught near as many.
I think it's worse than that.
It may be.
I think it has a lot to do with that is a walleye, a northern pike, and a smallmouth fishery. Not to mention the perch fishing is pretty sought after over there. And I think that the people up there are not big fans of channel cats. I think
That's true.
I think that has something to do with that. I think they're left out to die, from what I've been heard, which is unfortunate.
That could very well be, and that if that is the case, that's a crying shame. But the walleye fishing up there is phenomenal. The bass fishing is very good. They got huge carp in that lake, but bluegill, crappie, walleye, perch, and I still haven't caught a perch.
You know, here on the Fox, we got such big carp here; it's ridiculous. I just haven't found the want or the extra time to chase them. I've seen them alongside my boat Lyle that are ridiculous. I'm talking 40-inch ones, grass carp and stuff. Well, maybe not, maybe 30. Yeah, it was about 3 feet during mating season. There's 2 males swimming around her. It was quite the sight to see, and I see them surfacing quite a bit. They're pretty crazy.
Here's something that happened to me the other day. A guy told me that walleye wasn't a panfish. So I don't know what the chat will say about that, but I told him that if you cut them in half, nearly all of them will fit in a pan.
Those cheeks, walleye cheeks, which are delicious, by the way, they'll fit in a pan. You can fit about 15 walleyes worth in there.
I'd have to see that, Chadwick. It must be 35 feet high to be that fast down there.
And here, look at this. Parker Pursuit says you can keep the pike, slimy suckers. Parker, have you eaten a pike? I like pike better than catfish. There, I said it.
Oh my God. I can't believe you said that. I've never had. He's right. They are pretty slimy. But you know what? If it tastes good, put the knife to one and let's find out.
The only problem with the pike fishing up there is that the limit, I think, is what, 38 or 40 inches, something like that. Don't quote me on that.
That's a big pike, isn't it?
That's a big pike.
Yeah. I don't know how big the one I caught was. It wasn't very big. But it's the only one I ever caught. So I was excited about that. And
I want to make sure I say hello to Dee. I know she's out there. I saw her name buzz by. I don't want to miss her. And she caught a monster while we were up there.
Yes, she did.
Chad, do you remember how big Dee's was that she saw it lengthwise?
I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure it was a legal fish.
I don't recall, but I know it was a monster. I saw it from across the bay over there, and I was like, holy smokes. Well, you know, down south where you're at, Creole, you guys use big pans. Put a quacka on that. Put that on a quacka, dude.
I sent him a picture of a pan. We got one of the big. We got a store over in Bolivar. It's got one of the big pans they have boils in for multiple families. Looks like it's huge, and I don't know what I'd ever do with that, but it's intriguing to see because I didn't know there was any place up here that handled anything like that. It's 40-inch because mine was 36.
Still a good fish. 3 foot of fish is always a good fish.
36, that's a giant.
You know, I caught that 16-inch walleye while I was up there, and I got all excited. I'm like, a keeper for the fish fry, and then I find out the limit's 18 up there. That's how good of a fishery it is.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And that was bycatch. And then I got a pike that was, I think, like 18 inches. So,
Cajun accent lessons.
Where do I get said lessons?
Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you so much.
Jeremy, you need to get that Chicago accent going, bud.
Oh, man. I don't know about that. That means he has to vote on the Democratic Party.
No, he doesn't. Stop it. That's a problem. I can't import any of you good people up here.
Oh man, I plan on doing a lot more fishing this year. I plan on it not being 100 degrees every day too. Um, I think that's a major deal with me is that the temperature was so hot last year, and I didn't want to be out in it, and I got to get over that. It didn't used to bother me, but it does anymore. And I think I said this last week or the week before or something. I want a 1 pound or a bluegill.
You did mention that. That's
I
quite a
want a 1 pound bluegill. So I think that's doable, and I would like to catch it. I've never caught a 2 pound crappie that I know of. I years ago when I was a kid, I caught one on a trot line. It was probably 3 pounds. It was giant, biggest one I've ever seen anywhere. It was all curled up or had been on there all night. You know, you got to throw the damn thing away. Didn't get to harvest it or anything, but I've never seen one that big since. So it had to be reasonably close to that. But when they're dead and curled up, you don't weigh them. And when you're 15, 16 years old, you don't care. You
yep.
know, it doesn't make any difference. But, and I talked to our friend James the other day, and I think he was in on the conversation. I follow a channel that does a lot of multi-species stuff, and he's going to really be wound up about that. I think that would be interesting to me, except I don't know that much about multi-species panfish. I catch crappie and I catch walleye when I crappie fish. I I like that. Um, to me, that's multi-species. You get two in one day, but I don't know that
Multi-species to
much
me
about
were
what we got. You know,
flathead and channel cats. Now those are some multi-species I can definitely get around,
there you
get
go.
behind. And I'd be lying if I said my passion for my passion for crappie came when I was a young man. I think I probably have told this story before. There's an older gentleman here who has had some property on the small suburban lake called Island Lake, I believe. And he had paid some guy to come in there with a bulldozer and dig a trench into his backyard, and the crappie'd come in there to spawn after a couple of years. Well, he'd charge you $1 to park your car back there, and you could fish all you want. And I had a cousin of mine take me there, and I hooked into a 2 pound crappie, and it was over after that. Over,
Nice.
and still to this day, which I kind of reset it, is my PB. It was like 2 pound 4 ounces, I think it was. It was right behind his house, so he had a postal scale. When he saw the size of it, he brought the scale out there and he weighed it for me. So I was pretty impressed by that. Let's see what
Yeah.
Richard had to say. No, we didn't measure Steph's pike, but it weighed 5 pounds. Not bad considering we had never seen one before.
Well, you know, that was like when I caught that one up there. It was the first and only one that I'd ever seen up to that point. So I was pretty impressed on that. Well, thank you, Dead Sea Pirate Fishing. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoy those, and I'm glad they caught you a lot of fish. Don't
I think
change Creole. We like you just the way he is.
I think he's talking about me.
Oh man.
Creole. Creole.
Oh my.
So mean.
Yeah, it is
So
what it
nice to
is.
these people.
I want to try some new places too this year, Mark.
Me too.
Places that I haven't been before. Even on the lakes that I fish now, I would like to try different areas that I've never fished before. Because let's face it, they're pretty much everywhere. Panfish are pretty much everywhere. You just got to find the structure they're on that particular day and make them go. And whatever, if you're not catching them on one bug, jig, bait of some kind, then try something different.
I
Go
agree.
deeper, go shallower. Um, speed up your retrieve, slow it down, do something. Them fish will go if you find the combination that works. And I believe that especially on panfish. Now, sometimes on bigger fish, uh, you can usually get one to go, but sometimes it's a little harder. But with panfish, if you work at it and put the time in, you'll catch some. It's just kind of the way it is. Hey Dan, how you doing? But Lake Kincaid in Illinois would give you a great chance at a 2 pound crappie. I might have to go there.
I
If I get
definitely
over that way, Mark, I got to go back to Baldwin though. Man, that place is so full of them little blue cat, and you can just catch all of them, you want them and eat them. And nobody cares because they want to get rid of them. They want them out. They want to thin them out a little bit. So that is a fun trip. And
How's blue
we're
cat
talking about
tasting?
panfish size channel cat.
Whole fryers.
Yeah,
Somebody was saying they've never had a whole fryer, and I was sorry to hear that. So
that you're doing yourself a disservice. When my mother was living, um, and she was in a nursing home, and I said, "Mom, is there anything I eat you? Yeah, bring me a whole catfish." So we'd go to the restaurant and we'd have them cook up a whole catfish. She didn't like fillets. It wasn't that she didn't. I don't know that she didn't like them. She just preferred a whole catfish. So that's what we got her.
you get a lot of extra meat on them. They say the meat next to the bones is better. At that size, they don't have too gamey or a muddy of a taste. Definitely.
Right. Did see they call them here around here? They call them goggle eye for whatever reason, and we do have them in great numbers in the small creeks and small rivers throughout southern Missouri. But they're a lot of fun to chase. Um, off, I know somebody that's used them for bait. Not sure if he's supposed to or not.
They're legal for bait.
Yeah, good thing.
Yeah, we have them north of here in Wisconsin, not so much here in northern Illinois. Our predominant species that's close to a rock bass is a green sunfish, which is
All
pretty
right,
much the same, just a little different. They have kind of the same look to them. But I caught a lot of rock bass when I was up on Lake Winnebagoshish, up at the mouth of the Mississippi. I remember when I was up there a long time ago that we just slayed them. It was like one after another up there.
Yep.
That same spot's where I caught my first northern pike too. So
I think that I think the green sunfish are very hard fighters, and they get bigger than people realize.
oh yeah.
And they're a lot of fun to catch. I enjoy them, and again, another great bait fish. If you use them for bait, they'll work. But yeah, what is the size of panfish, specifically bluegill? Do you consider big enough to take home and eat?
8 inches. I'll cook those whole.
Yeah,
What I'll do is I'll gut them. I'll even leave the heads on. I don't care. I'll just gut them. I'll scrape the scales off, put a couple slices in them, bread them, and fry them whole.
welcome, Dominic. Glad to see you in chat tonight, Uncle
That's
G.
my favorite way to eat bluegill. I don't know what it is about eating them whole. Probably because I don't get enough big ones to fillet. I mean, I got one spot here that's a local pond, and I'm not real big on pond fish for eating, where
Mhm.
I'll get larger bluegills. But other than that, if I'm going to bring some home to catch, it's usually 8 inches plus, and I'll cook them whole. And plus,
Yeah.
you get to eat the tails too.
Well, the tails and the fins is some of the best part of bluegills when you're frying them whole. I do like to fillet them if I get them big enough. Perfect, yeah, 5 to 8 are perfect for cooking whole. I agree, but there's not much on a 5 incher. They're just not. But yeah, Parker, you're right. They are tails are the most delicious part of them, just about. But I'm thinking my favorite is 6 to 8, 6 to 8, 9. Uh, but I haven't been in any good ones for some time. So we're going to work on that again this year.
Yeah, I wasn't done with my fishing goals yet. One of them was to get that fly rod setup done and go after some bluegill that way with a
That
fly rod.
be fun. Yeah, you'll
There,
enjoy that.
there's
You'll
that
like
channel cat goal, and there's also I need to still fill that 40-pound sticker slot for my flatheads. That's on there. Also, I want to fish a lot more lakes. I have plans to hit LaSalle and LaSalle Lake and Heideke Lake out here. They're cooling lakes and see how they pan out. I'm going to chase a couple other species. Well, I'm going to chase crappie in the summer. Maybe try and figure out a walleye bite during the spawn for catfish. Can't
Hi,
hurt.
Stephanie.
Fill in some blank spots in my fishing is what I plan on doing.
So you're talking about cooling lakes, hot water district charge places.
Yep.
So you can fish them year round.
No.
You cannot.
No. They close them off. Some of them you can. I think I got to go all the way to Powerton to fish in the winter in them. The other
Wow.
ones, I don't think you can because they're nuclear. But that's another story.
Yeah, yeah. Missy says she got a new vice yesterday. She
Don't
liked.
quote me on that, folks. What? What did Missy say?
She's liking a new vice. What kind of vice did you get? But yeah, I don't have any that I can think of that's really close to me. So, but right now I don't imagine there's anything froze up because well, it's 34 degrees right now, and it was a lot warmer today, and I like that. I like that a lot. And just to get out, it's going to be fun. Winter used to be my favorite time of the year, but right now it's the older I get, the less I think of it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting out with some of my fishing buddies too. I got Jim Stanley, my buddy Tony. There's my buddy Damien. I haven't fished with in a while. Can't wait to get back out there on the water and fish with them. They got, everybody's got busy lives. They all got kids,
Yep,
families, jobs, and stuff. But we kind of try to figure out a time to go out and fish, and that's kind of where we spend a lot of time together. Which is another reason why I love fishing too. People make time to do that, when you can make time to do it with your friends, it's always a good time.
absolutely, absolutely. So we got a lot of things that we're looking forward to. Of course, um, I'm not sure we'll be going live much this year, but we'll probably do some video stuff and try to get that done. But the live stuff's kind of wearing on me.
It's a lot of work, and it takes away from the actual if you're the fishing person. I mean, I like doing lives, I'm not gonna lie, but I do miss just being able to go out and fish, and you can do that when you just got a camera running in the background, definitely. So
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know how much traveling we'll do this year. Probably some. Um, but I got a goal that is really important to me, and I don't care what kind of fish we go after. But my brother's not. He's not doing so well. He's in a wheelchair now. His legs and stuff are due to his back or something. I don't know. They can't operate on him for a while, but they're going to try to. But I want to get him back in the boat and take him this year before it gets to the point where he can't go.
Danny Stone says take the egg sacks, aka roe, out of big crappie and bluegill and fry them up. Delicious. You know, I've been trying to get the cojones to do that. I just can't though. I can't bring myself to eat it.
Why? Just because of what it is?
Yeah, no, not the mental block there. I
Oh,
guess if I
okay.
was hungry enough, I could.
It's very good. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, I go to the turkey. I've been going to the Turkey Testicle Festival every year for a long time, up until the last couple of years, and I still ain't had one of them turkey testicles. I don't plan on having one.
yeah, I ain't eating of that either. Jerry, that is open underneath there year just about all year round, but it's very highly sought after this time of the year, and I don't want to fight all the people. And it's what the hell? It's an hour for me almost. Find something a little close. If I'm going to go up there and fish, I'll probably take the boat, put it in. They got a ramp right there.
Danny says you'll eat an egg out of a chicken butt. You
I'm
can eat
sure
roe
he would,
belly.
or any other butt. There was a crappie he caught on New Year's Day already had eggs in them. How can that be?
Uh,
That's strange. Must be a weather thing.
or one that's been egg bound for a while. I don't know. I have
Could
no
be.
idea. James Docker would be the one to ask.
Yeah. I seen another comment in here that I wanted to address. Now it's gone.
Danimals is saying sorry to hear about your brother, Lyle.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Appreciate
Thanks,
that. It
Danimals.
is what it is. I mean, he's getting up there.
Got an
Danny,
invite from Dominic Hollis to come out there and fish.
Abba, they're the same price as the other, 150 per jig. If you want a box or something, I'll make you a deal on one. Oh, Mark,
What?
think I should tell everybody about what happened yesterday.
Absolutely, I think.
with the sales?
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody that's looking for fishing equipment, you need to go to your local Walmart right now. They are clearancing out a bunch of stuff that is overstocked or not sold in their fishing department because they have already have the new stuff in the store to put on the shelf and they got to make room for it. I bought a $44 tackle bag yesterday with 3700 series snap plastic boxes in it for
This size, the big size like that?
yeah, 11
Holy
bucks.
Toledo.
The whole thing, 11 bucks. I got it right here.
Let's see it.
Let's do.
There's Jay's catfishing. What's going on, bud?
That's
How you
it.
doing? Oh, that thing's huge.
44 bucks. There's the things. Already got jigs in them. $11. The smaller ones, um, they're a third this size that are normally, what was it, 19 bucks? I bought those for $4. $3. $3. They still got the sticker on one of them that says $3. So now they have rods and reels that some of them are clearances out, and it's going to be different at each store. But what I'm telling you is, if you're looking for a bargain, now's the time to find. What's the odds of walking in a Walmart, somebody not beating you to a $45 tackle bag, and you're getting it for 11 bucks? I mean, I couldn't believe it. I didn't need it, but I just couldn't believe it. You get a
Shame on
discount
you, Jerry. Have some respect.
since you're a door grader. No, but the other one would have been fine with me. They're like this. There's one over there. They're like this big square, and they got boxes in them.
Damn River Boy says Royal King has B&M rods on sale for 20 bucks.
That's a pretty good price.
That's pretty good. I picked up one at Walmart, a 10-foot B&M graphite jigging rod for 12 bucks, I think 2 weeks ago they were clearing out.
I told you and James and Chad this afternoon they had ugly stick ultralights, and I didn't pull one off the shelf to look at them because I don't buy rods. I usually got plenty of rods with a very nice reel on it. $39 or $49 outfit for $19.95. If you like ugly sticks and you're looking for a panfish rod, that's probably a bargain.
Yeah, James was saying one of them would make a real good dock shooter. I'd have to agree with him.
Yeah. The one I've been using out in my front yard, I set a bucket up for dock shooting. You guys want to think
we're going to talk about that later. Remember, we got plans for that, Lyle.
Oh yeah, that's right. Be fun.
Yeah,
it'll be fun. Yeah. Damn River Boy says they had a 12-foot B&M jigging rod for 20 bucks. Also, wow,
that's even good at that money.
Yeah. Now, how long that'll last, or much of that stuff they'll run out, I don't know. But I do know that the boy that was telling me about all the stuff, because I asked him, I said, "What else you got?" And he just took me down the aisle and showed me all the stuff he had yesterday. But they're going to keep doing it till they get rid of all the stuff because they got all the new. He said the new stuff's already sitting back
in
there
the back, yeah,
ready to go on the shelf, and they got to get rid of so much of it before they can do that. So
they need the room. Our Walmart here actually, we used to have a really good fishing department. Ours, it was like 3 aisles, and they shrank it down to 1 aisle. So,
yeah,
that was kind of hard to see because I'd love to see. I love making my stop at Walmart. There's D. She says, "I guess I'll go to Walmart tomorrow after work. I've been putting it off, but got to see what I can find some deals."
That's right. That's right. Things are only a deal if they're a deal, and when they're that big a deal, you need to look around because right now the inventory is changing for all these stores, and now's probably a great time to pick up something that you really want.
Good idea, Jerry, because then bowfin will destroy a crappie rod. There's some hard fighting fish right there.
Yeah. I'll tell you, Mark, I think here's a question for you, and I'll answer it before I even tell you what the question is. I caught a uh, yellow um, yellow bass. There's white bass and yellow bass and
Hmm.
big. The hardest fighting panfish I caught last year was a yellow bass, weighed about a pound and a quarter.
That's a
It
big
was a
one.
big one. Yeah.
I catch small ones like 6 to 8 inches, and they fight like the Dickens too. When I'm bait fishing over here on the chain, they're
Uh-huh.
everywhere, Lyle. They haul them out of there in sleds up through the ice,
I'm
like
not
by the
sure how
sledful.
good at eating they are. I never have ate one, but if I catch another, I will find out. But that one, I was shocked. We was crappie fishing and bluegill fishing, and I was fishing right next to the bank and got it on there, and wow, it was a ton of fun. We've got one aisle, and it's 90% pickle stuff. Yeah, that'd be a good place for Josh to go shopping. Josh, the weekend ditch pickler.
Last year, Kelly Bullock told me about Walmart clearance sales. I got 3 lose rods for $15 each. They were normally $50.
Wow, that's a bargain.
Yeah, Jerry's right. That is a giant yellow bass.
It was. It was a. I've caught them a lot of times, but I never caught one that big.
Have you seen a golden crappie? A lady caught one here. Look them up. Super rare. I've seen them online. I've never seen them in person.
That's the way with me. I've seen pictures of them, but I never caught one.
I've still never called a magnolia or a striped nose crappie. We just don't have them up here.
Danny. Danny says our Walmart doesn't stock the shelves during prime fishing season, so no way they'll have anything in the off season. But you never know. Yeah, you're right, Jerry. They don't have a lot of catfish and stuff. But they got plenty of. The thing is, it's the stores or dictate their inventory by what's around that area. So with me, we've got all these lakes. So they have catfish stuff in our Walmart store, even as small as it is, but they really got the crappie stuff. Crappie is a hot ticket item around here because of all the lakes being so full of them. Truman Lake, Ozark, Palm de Terre, Stockton. They're all big crappie lakes. Um, Probably more popular than bass, I'm going to say, other than for tournament bass fishermen. Now, Lake Ozark has like 600 a year, I think, is the average bass tournament they have on Lake Ozark, but nearly that many crappie tournaments. But crappie, just for the average guy, crappie is a big deal in my area, and people love to fish for them. So every Walmart store in this area has plenty of crappie fishing stuff.
Well,
And
Our WalMarts up here are almost specifically either small bait for like bait fishing for like bluegills and such, or
Mhm.
bass stuff. And they just
Yeah,
started getting crappie stuff in there. They just started getting some walleye stuff in there. But they're still definitely lacking on the catfish gear. I mean, you can get some of that magic bait stuff there, or
yeah,
I've seen catfish ready to go kit, where they sell, the smaller size hooks and stuff. But
some of
other
that
than that,
red,
other than that, they're definitely lacking. So
some of that red packaged up shad that they preserve.
yeah, they got some of that too.
Yeah, I know guys have tried that. I never know anybody catch anything on it, but I'm sure somebody does. They would keep selling it.
Creole says the Walmart's closer to the Gulf carry saltwater gear, so I
Yeah,
can find decent stuff when I'm in those areas.
yeah, that makes sense to me. Walmart's in Missouri carry fly fishing stuff. The one in Oklahoma don't. Yeah, it's the Walmart is very um, area
Specific.
specific. Yeah, if you're in,
Yeah.
in an area that don't have no place to fish and nobody fishes, their fishing supplies will be very limited. Now, it's the same way with clothes. You're not going to sell winter clothes in any of them in the summertime because it's hot. How many people you see wearing a parka, a winter parka in Florida? I mean, they're going to put. It doesn't matter if it's clothes or fishing gear, whatever it is. They're going to have what's going to sell in their area.
If it gets under 50 degrees, Creole's wearing a parka.
I think you're right about that. He doesn't
Mm-mm,
like cold weather.
mm-mm.
James Dockery did tell me that they have a date set up when he's going to go up there and ice fish with him.
Don't hold your breath.
I'm not. That's what he said. Well, maybe he did.
There goes Danny bragging about Grizzly Jig Company, one of the places I want to go to someday.
That's a cool place. I've been there. Know the guy that owns it. Very nice, two brothers. Very nice folks. 45. Thank you very much.
That's a real reason he don't want to come and visit me up here in Chicago.
I'm thinking James Dockery ain't seen 45 in a while. Probably won't for a while. Hope not.
You saw it
Thursday
just
night.
yesterday here, so hush, Lyle.
Yeah, it's 34 here right now. I'm happy with that. I mean, we're talking about January.
Yeah, it should make for an interesting spring. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, yeah, it is. And I understand that the Mississippi River is raising a little bit. Some of the guys that live over there can correct me if I am mistaken. But that's a great thing. And I do know that there is a lot of snow in great depths up in the north. So I hope that is going to bring the river back where it belongs. Grill's wife told me if he doesn't start on her new house, she's sending him up here to ice fish. Maybe that's what she said. I might have misunderstood him.
Crappie Day Fish Out says Grizzly Jigs is my go-to.
Yeah, great place. Got a lot of stuff, and they keep building it up and making it bigger and better all the time. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to this year. I think it's gonna be a great year to do a lot of things. I think a lot of people's ready for it. There's a lot of people like we used to be that we used to never stop fishing. We'd fish year round pretty much, but not as much anymore. But I think a lot of people are going to. From Wednesday to Wednesday, we're getting a 19-foot. Man, that's the best news I've heard in a long time.
That's crazy. I don't have 19 feet of water to fish in. You guys get it in 2 weeks.
Um, that'll make it the pretty hot current, and you're right, Danny. There'll be trees floating down it. But if it'll maintain that for a little while, that'd just be awesome because it the Mississippi River is the lowest I've ever seen it, and I forgot I read somewhere where it's like 100 some years since it'd been that low before. But uh, the sad part is nobody knew it was coming because all these conservation departments that have damage done to all them ramps, they could have been fixing them while it was down there like that. And I'm sure nothing got done to any of them. But anyhow, they need the water in that river and the Missouri River and all of them. They're all been down. So that's just really good news to hear that coming.
I guess Laura read that. Where'd you read that, Lyle?
I don't know. I don't remember now. Somewhere online. Jerry Munch. But 19 foot's a lot of water. And
It is a lot of water.
A lot of water because it's really wide.
That's a crazy amount of water. Well, everything drains into the Mississippi. This whole part of the country drains into that river.
It does.
I mean, it seems like a lot of water, but when you're looking at miles and miles and miles and miles of not just the Mississippi River, but all the tributaries, all the smaller rivers that empty into it, that's a lot of surface area to collect water and move on down the line. So
there's places the Mississippi River is over a mile wide, and when it's bank full.
When it's bank full,
when it's bank full, yeah.
And they say what 5% of the river holds fish.
I think I know that I've heard that too, but I think there's more of it than that. But there is places because I think I've found every place that doesn't hold fish. I'm pretty sure.
I bet you'll find a few more before your days are done, Lyle.
I'm thinking so, probably. So I'll be behind them on the lake, so probably.
The problem is when you find those places that don't have fish.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, David. When you find those places that don't have fish, you won't go back there, and the fish will be there the next day. That's the problem.
That's one thing about blue cats and catfish. They move around, but I don't think that's another question we should talk about sometime. I don't think the panfish move that much. I mean, I know they move around,
Right.
but I don't think they travel great distances.
I don't know how much they move on rivers. I know on lakes, there's two turnovers up here on lakes. And they do the same like almost pattern every year. Once you learn that pattern on your local body of water, you'll have them figured out, whether it's crappie, bluegill, even walleye and such like that. You'll be in good shape. As far as the river goes, I haven't been able to figure that out because there's no weed lines, or there isn't as many weed lines for them to die off in,
Right, right.
for them to gas off.
Brian B, looky there. Sure glad to see him in here tonight. Mississippi River, never heard of it. What's wrong with you? You want to test your skills as a fisherman, jump on that river sometime. It ain't like shooting fish in a barrel. It just ain't. There's some rivers that are like that. That's not one of them. I hope you peed. Jerry's on a roll tonight, isn't he?
That was Richard. That wasn't Jerry.
Oh, Richard. Yeah, it is Richard. I thought it was Jerry for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. But yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun this year. And with that 19 feet coming, to me, that's just telling us that the rivers are going to get back where they need to be. And the axis of the earth will get back where it's supposed to be and stay there. And maybe things will be better for everybody fishing this year.
I hope you're right, because every time I think I got it figured out, it always changes on me.
Well, that would be no different this year. After that water on that river being down so low, that's going to change the outlook on everything on that river. That'll flood places that hadn't had water in it since the middle of summer or before. So that there'll be new channels cut, secondary channels. Sandbars will move. There's just all kinds of stuff happens when the river, and it to those areas it's a flood, even though it probably won't get back up to flood stage or anything nearly close to that. But to the areas that hadn't had water in it months and months and months, they're going to flood. Just the way it is. Bugman 22, driving home.
Just the way the river is, right? It happens
It is.
all the time. Some years are worse than others. Hopefully nobody gets hurt. Nobody loses a tremendous amount of property. Definitely you don't want to see
That's
that.
right.
My question is, how is all this water going to affect the Missouri River? Because I don't know much about the Missouri except that it's
The Missouri River,
not for the weak.
Huh?
That the Missouri River is not for the weak at heart, from what I understand.
No, it's not, and it's probably raising too. The thing about the Missouri is it's free flowing from South Dakota down to St. Louis, so they're not maintaining the wing dikes on it anymore because there's not enough barge traffic to spend the amount of money it takes to maintain the wing dike. So as time goes on, it'll become faster and faster and faster. And let's face it, it's pretty quick right now. So it'll bear some watching. It always does. But I know we're supposed to be talking about panfish, but when you're talking about them rivers,
spring's coming.
I like fishing high water. I like fishing high water. I've always liked the faster the current, the better I like it. And people say, "Oh, that's just stupid." Well, it's not. That's when the fish bite. So yeah, I like it. It would be great if the Mississippi.
No, I timed him out for a reason. We don't need to read that. Thank you.
Man.
What?
Oh man, that's crazy. So what else is up for this week coming up, Mark? You got any plans?
No.
You don't have anything going on?
After the show, I'm gonna go and lick my wounds because everybody's picking on me.
Oh man, I can see some more timing out coming on if we're going to be here for long. I think that I think a lot of people are getting antsy. They're getting ready to go fishing and do some stuff, and I think it won't be too long that people will be talking about catching bait and getting ready to catch all kinds of fish, and I'm excited about that because if they're catching bait, they're going to be bluegill fishing or stuff because bluegill and shad in the wintertime for me for catfish bait is the number one thing. So I get to go out and catch both of them. I watched Realistic Fishing a while ago, Mark, and he for his first cast he was going to try to catch a shad, and he catches one on a treble hook in the back on the first cast.
What he snagged one? I can do that here. That's not that hard a thing. I'm not talking about.
I've done it down when we would skipjack fishing in places where there was a lot of them, but for the most part around here you don't do that. But in the wintertime you probably can because if you would pull into Lake Ozark or any of the big lakes right now, all the shad on the sunny days they're in the back of the coves in there warming up, and you can go in there and throw your cast net and be careful you'll have too many. You pull into a cove and your screen on your depth finder turns red because there's that many in there, and there'll be big balls, hundreds of yards. Well, maybe not that big, but big bait balls. You drive through them, be a couple lengths of your boat. They'll be that big. So I'm thinking that it's the time that people are going to start getting excited, and every day we're getting one day closer to spring. Every day, and the days are getting longer. It was daylight where you could see light almost 5:30 tonight. So I like it.
Wait a minute. I can't see Van. Why can't I see? Did you block me, Van? Because I can't see your comment.
It says, "Why is Mark being sour?" Got a picture of what looks to be a pickle and a. And
I think Van blocked me. I can't see him.
I didn't know you could do that.
Or else I'd have said hello to him. Van, did you block me on accident in the chat or on purpose?
Glad to see Van in here. I don't see him on YouTube, but I see him on StreamYard.
Yeah, I don't see him on YouTube
That's
either.
Strange.
Unless they blocked the comment.
Well, there's
the comment right there.
I'm not sure. Melissa says she sees Van. I don't know.
There's Van right there. He just showed up. Maybe they blocked that one comment.
Channel member Van. Huh? I don't know. I'm not sure how that works. It doesn't matter. We know he's in here. We appreciate him watching the show along with everybody else. But I didn't see.
You two blocked that comment, I guess.
Well, other people seen it.
No, they're saying they didn't.
Didn't.
But they didn't see that one comment.
Man, why would YouTube be watching our show? We don't do anything out of line.
Who cares? YouTube don't care.
I wouldn't think so. I've heard some things recently that shocked my modesty a little bit. They let that fly. But then again,
anything else for me, boss?
I don't. I think that we've had a great show tonight, Mark. As always, I appreciate everything you do to help us in here and make us Panfish Nation a better show. And I'm looking forward to next week.
Me too, as always. Hopefully, we'll we're working on some stuff. We'll get that stuff for you guys.
Absolutely.
I'm replying to Van here. Check out your Walmarts, get those good deals. Start making your plans if you're not fishing now to get out there and fish is what I'm saying. If you see those 1-inch Berkeley Gulp minnows anywhere, let Lyle know. We got to get him some of them so he can try them.
Yeah, I'd like to try some. I could probably go to Bass Pro Shop, but man, used to be, and I know every time somebody would show up at our house when we first moved to South Missouri, there's two things they wanted to do. They want to go to Bass Pro Shop and they want to go to Branson. And we'd always try to get some show tickets and take them down, see some of the stars, and we'd always go to Bass Pro. Well, it got to where I would only go to Bass Pro right before they closed, because that way you run in there and get what you want and get out and you don't have to fight the crowd so bad. But here lately, it hasn't been that way. But like I say, at Christmas time, I don't even go. I don't even go in that place. It's just too wild and crazy for me. Thank you, Wayne. Thank you for your super chat. We appreciate it much. Thank you, Dave.
Oh, I wanted to make an announcement. If I'm up tonight after Jody's show, I think I might do a pop-up on Catfish and Crappie Live. Just to do some dumb stuff, because that's why I created that channel.
Okay. Sounds like fun time.
Yeah, we'll go live for an hour or two, maybe. Because I never sleep well.
I know I have that issue myself, but you know what? It is what it is. You just take it when you can get it and wish for the best. But thanks everybody for watching. We'll be back next Thursday night right after Bait Shop. And be sure to tune in to Catfish Weekly on Monday night, followed by the Catfish and Crappie podcast. That should do it. Thanks, everybody. Let's talk about fishing again next week.